Great. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hawra Alhulail. I am part of the products department at Bayan Platform. We are a non-profit organization specialized in data and artificial intelligence, and I welcome you all to our presentation today. We are discussing how open data plays a crucial role in advancing the sustainability of research and innovation, and we'll also talk about our own personal platform, Asas platform. So at first, I would just like to talk about the rising tide of data, which I believe is a trend that we can see all around us today, that the exponential growth of data over time has created unprecedented opportunities for research, providing a wealth of information to address complex challenges. However, ensuring that this growth supports the sustainability of research requires some structured access to very high quality open data that fosters innovation, collaboration, and long-term impact. We will explore the concept of open data, its role in research sustainability, the barriers that we face, and the opportunities ahead. And we'll also share insights on how our platform contributes to this ecosystem. First off, let's define open data. Open data is a set of machine-readable public information that is publicly available, free of charge, without any restriction. It can be used or shared by any individual or public or private entity. In today's world, vast amounts of data are being generated every moment. Yet much of this data remains locked away in silos, inaccessible to everybody. So open data breaks these barriers. It empowers researchers to dedicate their energy to uncovering insights rather than wrestling with fragmented data sources. Additionally, it promotes collaboration and transparency, and it fosters trust between stakeholders. This shift also saves time and supports reproducibility of research. It ensures that findings can be verified and built upon. And open data is more than just a tool. It is a mindset, really, especially in our increasingly data-driven world. And there are multiple examples of open data sources that we have today in various sectors as well. We have health open data, like the data provided by the World Health Organization. We have also social data, like Google data sets. And we also have some scientific data, very big data that are open, like the NASA open data. So now I'm going to talk about the current barriers to sustainable research when it comes to open data and when it comes to data in general. While open data offers immense potential, there are so many barriers that still remain and that can prevent its successful application in sustainable research. And these challenges must be addressed for open data to truly support the long-term goals of innovation and scientific progress. So let's go over some of the main challenges that we face today. Today, one of the main issues that we face is data accessibility issues. Despite the growing availability of open data, data access remains inconsistent. Many data sets are locked behind paywalls, requiring complex permissions sometimes, and sometimes they're not shared due to propriety or privacy concerns. This limits the collaboration that we aim to achieve and the reproducibility of research as well, which is a cornerstone for sustainable scientific work. Also, one of the issues is data quality concerns. Open data sets often lack standardization and are of varying quality levels and different standards, which makes them difficult to use across different research efforts. And without consistent formats or documentation, data is less reliable. And in the field of data, reliability is very important. So low quality data, it impedes long-term studies and efforts to build sustainable research models, causing time-consuming data cleaning and reprocessing. Also, one of the main issues is the lack of collaboration across disciplines. For many sectors, they operate in silos, and there is a lack of collaboration between researchers in different fields or sectors like academia, government sectors, and private industry as well. And this hampers the development of integrated solutions that could solve complex global problems sustainably. So the impact is that research remains fragmented and the transfer of knowledge between disciplines is very slow today. And last but not least, we're going to, oh no, I have another point as well. We're going to talk about the resource constraints. For sustainable research, it requires consistent funding and and access to resources which are often lacking. And many research projects are short-term or grant-funded, and that limits long-term sustainability. And sometimes, even with going through a study and finding some findings and results, it would be fragmented or incomplete due to funding. And lastly, but not least, privacy and ethical concerns as well. Privacy and ethical concerns. Many researchers, especially in healthcare and some other domains like social sciences and such, they face privacy issues usually when sharing sensitive data. There's often a tension between open data access and the protection of individual privacy. This ethical concern and data privacy laws sometimes restrict the data sharing, and thus they limit the availability of valuable data sets for research. But this is a growing domain, and the policies and procedures that we have today are being developed so that we can have open data and still keep the data private. There are so many methods that we can do that with, like data anonymization, for example, and also data governance and policies. They play a very huge role in this part. But overall, the accessibility and quality of data needs to improve significantly. And while for collaboration, it must be fostered for open data to be truly effective in solving global challenges. Now I'll be talking about what open data brings to the table, though, because regardless of the challenges, there is a bright side, and there are so many important points that open data really delivers for us. Open data is a game changer, transforming how industries approach research, development, and innovation. The availability and the ability to access and share and build on data, it accelerates problem solving across sectors. So one point is that it accelerates innovation because open data allows innovators to quickly access and build upon previous research, enabling faster development of new products, for example, also services and solutions. It also increases collaboration by making data accessible to a wider audience. Open data fosters collaboration across sectors, and it also leads to novel solutions because it's better to work with so many brains. Also, it improves data quality and transparency because open data initiatives are often accompanied by protocols for improving data quality and standardization, ensuring that data sets are reliable and can be used consistently across different projects. And also, it can be tested if it's available to so many people. It also supports policy development and decision-making. And for governments and organizations, using open data to make evidence-based decisions is very important. For instance, open data sets on climate change, for example, it allows policymakers to design more effective environmental regulations, and we are solving our problems more quick. And then also it fosters trust and accountability between organizations and people. Open data contributes to greater transparency, and it allows the public and stakeholders to review data and validate the claims, which builds trust in research and policy decisions. So open data is not just, it's not just about access, but it's also about ensuring data is standardized and that data is of high quality, and to make it actionable for various applications. At its core, data-driven decision-making powers modern innovation, and open data fuels this transformation that we have today. So there are various open data trends now, globally and locally in Saudi Arabia as well. There are multiple perspectives. So globally, open data initiatives have exploded in scale, with governments and organizations increasingly seeing the value in making data publicly available for research, development, and civic engagement. But on a local level, especially in the Arab region, we see a strong momentum in government-backed open data initiatives, reflecting broader global trends, while still aligning with the local digital transformation goals. According to the Open Data Inventory, open data practices have been assessed across 195 nations, and that is a lot, and we can see that it is trending globally. It reflects the global trend towards greater data openness and accessibility. And also locally in Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabia has emerged as a regional leader in this space. And in the kingdom, we have established now a national data management office to enhance data governance and management in the kingdom. And in 2022, Sadaya launched the Open Data Strategy, reinforcing these efforts. So today, Saudi Arabia's open data platform, which you can see here, by the way, it's been really improving, and it's very good. And it focuses on providing high-value, reusable data to promote transparency, drive innovation, and support the growth of a data-driven economy. While global and local efforts highlight the growing momentum of open data initiatives, their success ultimately depends on fostering a culture that values transparency, collaboration, and shared responsibility for data. And so building a culture of open data, it's not just about creating the policies. It's about ensuring that people at every level understand its value and actively participate in making data available and usable. Now, what does a culture of open data really mean? It's a shared commitment across institutions, government, and communities to make data transparent and accessible and usable for public good, and basically embedding openness into the DNA of organizations through policies, education, and actionable practices. Now, this is important because we need trust and transparency between citizens and governments and institutes to encourage partnerships across sectors. And some of the key elements for a strong open data culture are the commitment from senior management to champion open data initiatives and clear guidelines to ensure data is accessible, ethical, and reusable, and that we do through policies and frameworks. And also training programs for people and for employees to understand and apply open data principles. And recognizing and rewarding contributions to open data repositories is also a key element because we are going through a transition period in transformation, and change is a little bit challenging. And so incentives play an important role. And also ensuring the community understands and benefits from open data practices. I personally believe that when the agenda is very clear and people understand how they're going to benefit, people would be more willing to collaborate and to be involved. And so today we see several initiatives driving a cultural shift toward open data, globally and locally as well. And there are community-driven platforms, for example, like Kaggle, that foster collaboration and innovation. However, there are still some significant challenges that we still face, and those include resistance to sharing data, limited awareness of open data benefits, and gaps in technical infrastructure, and also the skill set of the people. And so addressing these barriers is essential to fully realize the potential of open data. So from policy to practice, how can we apply the theoretical policies that we have in real life? For open data to work, we must move beyond policy declarations and focus on the execution. Ensuring data is accessible, high quality, and impactful. And many countries and organizations adopt open data policies, but the implementation, it often lags. And translating policies into actionable steps requires some clear roles, responsibilities, and benchmarks. And there are some key steps that I would like to go through. Key steps to operationalize open data. So let's start by assess data readiness. One of the most important steps is to evaluate data sets for quality, usability, and compliance, and privacy laws as well. And when it comes to quality, for example, we can check it for the inconsistencies in the units, and also for the null values and things like that. It goes into the technical part, and we also have to ensure that the privacy and security is implemented to safeguard and protect sensitive information while enabling data access as well. It also includes engaging stakeholders, so collaboration with data producers, users, policymakers to align our goals together. And also invest in infrastructure and provide tools, platforms, and storage solutions for data sharing and reuse. And lastly, monitoring the impact so that we establish metrics to measure the benefits and the impact of the open data initiatives. And it could be by something that is tangible, like research, or it could be just by some KPIs that we set to our data sets. Now I'll be introducing Asas platform that we have as Bayan. It's a platform that empowers innovators and researchers to use open data, foster innovation by ensuring data is accessible, reusable, and it also fosters transparency, collaboration, and long-term impact. We support different sectors. We support governmental entities, private and also nonprofit sector. The current language support for our tool is Arabic, and we usually work with Arabic data. Just going through some of the things that we offer with this tool. We offer data quality reviews so that we can check the data with our clients and review it for issues that might be there, and so that we can make sure that the data is very high quality. We also review the data privacy policies, for example, so that we can make sure that it truly protects the private data of individuals, but it can also be used as open data. And we also organize competitions and hackathons to contribute to collaboration and involving enthusiasts, students, and professionals so that they can explore the domain of AI and data and just come up with amazing solutions. And we also hold some knowledge sharing sessions with experts and enthusiasts and specialists as well. So I guess that is it for what we provide as Bayan. Open data is not just an ideal, it is necessary. And that is why we want to do our part and contribute to the open data so that we can address the global challenges and make sure that no effort is wasted. So thank you so much for listening. You can contact us through this information. Always remember that the future is open, and I'll be happy to receive your questions.